Most people have eaten Nutella, that creamy chocolate spread that's in millions of homes worldwide. But do you know who owns it? He's not flashy. He doesn't seek attention. He rarely gives interviews. Yet he controls one of the largest chocolate and confectionery empires on the planet. This is Giovanni Ferrero, the quiet billionaire behind Nutella, Ferrero Rocher, and a 38 billion fortune built on sweetness. The heir who became a legend. Giovanni Ferrero was born on September 21, 1964, in Farigliano, Italy. Today, at 60 years old, he's worth 38.2 billion and runs one of the most successful family businesses in the world. But Giovanni didn't start this empire. His grandfather did. And the journey from a small bakery in Italy to a global powerhouse is nothing short of remarkable. Giovanni's grandfather, Pietro Ferrero, was a pastry maker in a small Italian town. In 1946, right after World War II, Italy was struggling. Chocolate was expensive and hard to find. Pietro had an idea. He created a sweet paste made from hazelnuts, sugar, and just a little cocoa. It was cheaper than chocolate, but still delicious. He called it pasta gianduja. A local shop owner who sold Pietro's creation remembered people loved it. It was affordable, it tasted good, and you could spread it on bread. In those hard times, that was luxury. That simple creation became the foundation of the Ferrero Empire. Pietro's son, Michele Ferrero, Giovanni's father, took over the business and transformed it. He improved the recipe, renamed it Nutella, and turned it into a global phenomenon. Michele once said, "My father gave me the recipe. I gave it to the world." By the time Giovanni was born, Ferrero was already a major company. But Giovanni wasn't handed an easy life. His father believed in hard work and discipline, learning the business from the bottom up. Giovanni and his brother Pietro Jr. grew up surrounded by chocolate and business. But their father Michele didn't spoil them. He made them work for everything. A former Ferrero executive recalled, Michele told his sons, "You will earn respect, not inherit it." He pushed them hard. Giovanni studied marketing in the United States and then returned to Italy to work in the family business. He started from the bottom, learning every part of the operation. He worked in factories. He studied supply chains. He met with suppliers and retailers. He didn't sit in an office giving orders. He learned by doing. Giovanni once said in a rare interview, "My father taught me that you can't lead what you don't understand." I needed to know every detail of our business. In 2011, tragedy struck. Giovanni's brother Pietro Jr. died suddenly from a heart attack while cycling in South Africa. He was only 47 years old. The loss devastated Giovanni. Pietro wasn't just his brother, he was his business partner and best friend. A family friend said Giovanni was heartbroken, but he knew he had to keep the company going. For his brother, for his family, for the employees who depended on them. Then, in 2015, Giovanni's father, Michele, passed away at age 89. Giovanni was now fully in charge of the entire Ferrero empire. The pressure was enormous. Could he maintain what his grandfather started and his father built? Or would the empire crumble under his leadership? Building on a legacy, Giovanni didn't just maintain the business, he expanded it aggressively. Under his leadership, Ferrero went from a major European chocolate company to a true global giant. He made bold acquisitions that shocked the industry. In 2018, Ferrero bought Nestlé's US candy business for $2.8 billion. This included brands like Butterfinger, Baby Ruth, and Crunch. Industry analysts were surprised. One wrote, Ferrero was always known for organic growth. This was a massive, aggressive move. Giovanni was showing he's not afraid to take risks. Then, in 2020, Ferrero made an even bigger splash. They bought the cookie and fruit snacks, businesses from Kellogg's for $1,003 billion. This brought brands like Keebler, Famous Amos, and Mother's Cookies under the Ferrero umbrella. A food industry consultant explained, Giovanni saw the future. He knew that to compete with giants like Mars and Hershey, Ferrero needed to diversify beyond just chocolate. He's building a snack empire. But Giovanni never forgot the core of the business: Nutella, Ferrero Rocher, Kinder, and Tic Tac. A Ferrero marketing director said, "Mr. Ferrero marketing director, Ferrero always tells us innovation is important, but never forget what made us special. He protects the brands like they're his children, the products that conquered the world. Walk into any supermarket anywhere in the world and you'll find Ferrero products. They're everywhere." Nutella alone is sold in over 170 countries. People consume 365 million kilos of Nutella every year. That's enough to circle the earth 1.8 times if you lined up all the jars. Ferrero Rocher. Those golden chocolate balls wrapped in gold foil are synonymous with luxury and celebration. They're sold in over 40 countries and are the #1 boxed chocolate brand globally. A retail analyst noted, Ferrero Rocher is genius marketing. It looks expensive, feels premium, but it's affordable. Everyone can give luxury. Then there's Kinder, Kinder Surprise, Kinder Bueno, Kinder Joy. These products dominate the children's chocolate market worldwide. Tic Tac, the tiny mint that comes in that iconic plastic case, sells 29 million boxes every single day. A brand consultant said, Ferrero doesn't just sell products, they sell experiences and emotions. Nutella is comfort. Ferrero Rocher is celebration. Kinder is childhood joy. That's why people love them. Giovanni understands this deeply. He once said, "We don't make chocolate, we make moments of happiness." The private empire strategy. Like the Wertheimers with Chanel, Giovanni Ferrero runs a completely private company. Ferrero is not listed on any stock exchange. There are no public shareholders, no quarterly earnings calls. This gives Giovanni incredible freedom. He can make long-term decisions without worrying about short-term stock price movements. A business professor who studied Ferrero explained, being private is Ferrero's greatest competitive advantage. They can invest in quality, in innovation, in long-term brand building without Wall Street breathing down their neck. Ferrero is also famously secretive. They don't release detailed financial information. They don't talk much to the press. Giovanni himself is rarely photographed or interviewed. A journalist who tried to interview Giovanni said, "Getting access to Giovanni Ferrero is harder than getting into Fort Knox." He values privacy above almost everything. But this privacy has helped Ferrero maintain its mystique and independence. The challenges of staying sweet. Running a chocolate empire isn't all sweet success. Giovanni faces serious challenges. Cocoa prices fluctuate wildly. Climate change threatens cocoa and hazelnut production. Health concerns about sugar consumption are growing. Consumers demand sustainable and ethical sourcing. Giovanni has responded strategically. Ferrero committed to sourcing 100% certified sustainable cocoa and palm oil. They invested heavily in sustainable hazelnut farming. A sustainability expert praised this. Ferrero is leading the industry in responsible sourcing. Giovanni understands that long-term success depends on protecting the environment and farmers. Ferrero also faced criticism. In 2017, some European retailers temporarily stopped selling Nutella after Ferrero changed the recipe slightly, making it lighter in color. Consumers noticed immediately. Social media exploded with complaints. Giovanni's response was measured. A company spokesman said, "We listened to our consumers. The recipe meets all safety and quality standards, but we hear their concerns." The controversy eventually passed, but it showed how deeply people care about Ferrero products. They're not just foods, they're traditions, the man behind the billions. So who is Giovanni Ferrero really? Despite his wealth, he lives relatively quietly. He's married and has 2 sons. He divides his time between Monaco and Brussels. He's known to be extremely private, disciplined, and intensely focused on the business. A former colleague said, Giovanni is not a party guy. He doesn't collect yachts or flashy cars. His passion is the business. He lives and breathes Ferrero. Giovanni is also deeply committed to preserving his family's legacy. He's written books about his father and the company's history. In one book, Giovanni wrote, "My father taught me that success without values is meaningless. We must always remember where we came from and why we do what we do." He's also a major philanthropist, though he keeps this quiet too. The Ferrero Foundation supports education, culture, and social welfare projects in Italy and beyond. A foundation director said, "Mr. Ferrero believes in giving back quietly. He doesn't want recognition. He just wants to help." Giovanni is now 60 years old. His sons are being groomed to eventually take over the business, continuing the family tradition into the fourth generation. When asked about succession, Giovanni said simply, "This company has survived 3 generations because we never forgot our roots. We work hard, we respect quality, and we care about people. That will never change." Industry watchers believe Ferrero will remain family-controlled for many years to come. A food industry analyst predicted, as long as the Ferrero family maintains their discipline and vision, this empire will keep growing. Giovanni has proven he's a worthy successor. Giovanni Ferrero proved that you can honor tradition while embracing change, that you can be a billionaire and still stay humble. That building something great isn't about flash, it's about quality, consistency, and respect. From a small Italian bakery to a 38 billion global empire. From wartime poverty to conquering breakfast tables worldwide. That's the story of Giovanni Ferrero, the chocolate king who built an empire on sweetness and silence. If you enjoyed discovering the sweet success story of Giovanni Ferrero, let us know who we should feature next. The world's most powerful empires often have the most fascinating origins, and we're bringing them all to light.